everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Live It Up, the show where we explore and discuss how to take your life to that next level and beyond. We cover health, wealth, relationships, and how to create a life that feels good, because after all, that's what we want. We want to feel good in life. I'm your host and coach, Fletcher, and today I have the honor of interviewing a servant in the real sense of the word. Along with his dedicated team, Mike Malmin of Serve Wenatchee makes it their business to help ensure that families in our community who find themselves in a fragile situation can access food, clothing, furniture, housing, and probably most importantly of all, hope. Serve Wenatchee is just a few blocks away from the studio where we're actually filming this. I visited their office and I was humbled and inspired. You know that when I meet someone who inspires me, I want to introduce them to you. So, if you want some inspiration and a reminder that there is still good happening in our world, stick around. But first, I do want to remind you that if you've been watching our show and want to learn more about taking your life to that next level and creating a feel-good life, then pick up a copy of my Amazon best-selling book, The Practice of Feeling Good. You can also visit me at my website, FletcherEllingson.com. Now, before we get to the interview, I do want to take a moment to acknowledge that there is a lot of uncertainty in our world. There are wars, protests, accusations, tariffs, inflation, shrinkflation, jobs cut, divisions, and lots of uncertainty. And that level of uncertainty can set people on edge and bring out behaviors that typically don't serve those around us very well. And so I want to take a moment to remind all of us that we can be part of the solution. I want you to know I'm not against you. I want for your well-being. I want you to have gainful employment. I want you to experience fulfilling relationships. I want you to feel safe and certain in your life. And the fastest and easiest way we can be part of that solution is to remind each other of this. You see, the most powerful remedy to what's going on in the world is to be kind. The way I define kindness is friendliness, generosity, consideration, and the willingness to offer assistance without the need for praise or acknowledgement. You see, kindness highlights people's strengths instead of reminding them of their weaknesses. It unites people instead of dividing people. It heals and fosters well-being instead of injuring. And you know what? It feels good to give it and receive it. Kindness is powerful. Stick around. This is going to be a good interview. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Hey everybody, welcome back to Live It Up. So glad you're here, so glad that you're in this conversation. Why? Because we talk about important things here. We talk about inspiring things. We talk about things that you may not normally talk about during your day, so welcome. Our guest today is Mike Malmin from Serve Wenatchee.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Good to be here, Fletcher. Thanks for having me.
There's a lot going on with Serve Wenatchee right now. Before we get to that, I want to let people know what it is you do, because before I had walked into your establishment, I didn't know about you. I just happened to see the sign, and I walked in, and I want to tell you that immediately I was like I said in my intro, I was humbled and inspired, because what I saw were a group of people working diligently for the good of other families in our community. And it's not something that we see every day.
Yeah.
And I visited your website, and one of your taglines is making hope contagious.
Yeah.
Tell me a little about the importance of hope.
You know, we deal with a lot of people that have a hope deficiency. We live in a challenging world. You've talked about that before. We live in a time of division, a time of a lot of negative news. Social media has added a layer of negativity to people's lives in many cases. And then we have people that are living on the margins. These are people at the lower end of the wage spectrum who are just needing a little nudge to get by. And so we think that we want to be sort of this hope agent in the Valley, helping folks. We are a homelessness prevention organization. The people that come to us are housed typically, but are not getting by. Either they're not able to pay their full rent, they're having a struggle getting enough food for them and their families. They may just need furniture for an apartment they found for themselves. And we step in and we'll do all of those things for them. And what we find is people's lives changing dramatically. And I got an example of that.
I want one, yes, please.
That I just heard. The city has a relatively new, he's been on board about the same amount of time as I have, Josh Mathena, doing homelessness response in the city. And first time he and I met, we sat down, he said, "What are you doing for emergency rental deposit assistance?" And I said, "Nothing." He goes, "Why?" And I go, "Well, why should we? I don't know anything about this." And he said it's really hard for folks, particularly folks in transitional housing, to access funds to get into a rental. And these are people who can afford the rent. They have a job now. They can pay the rent. But what they can't pay is last month's rent up front and a deposit. So a $1,400 rent goes to $2,800, and the deposit goes to maybe $3,300.
Right.
Who knows, right? So he even had a client for me, a lady that he'd worked with in the Valley who was employed, had 2 children, single mom. So we reached out to her and decided to do a pilot. We paid for her deposit and last month's up front. Got her into an apartment. Well, we now have started the review process with everyone we've done this to. I talked to her last week. And she told me that one of the questions we ask in it is there any additional help you require at this time? And she goes, "Oh no." She goes, "I'm saving for the first time in my life.
Oh,
I'm
that's
putting
exciting.
money aside for the first time in my life." She's paying her rent. Her kids know what school they're going to. They don't have to move. They know what school they're going to. And she goes, "I'm in a place right now where I can give back." And that's what Serve Wenatchee's about, right there. And so this new rental deposit assistance has become huge for us. It's significant for us. And it provides hope to people. I mean, just knowing that there are kids that aren't worried that they're going to have to transfer schools, that know where dinner's going to be tonight, that has a mom who's industrious and is providing for herself, and is happy and healthy, and her self-esteem is good. That is what we want to do at Serve Wenatchee.
I love that story. Thank you for sharing it. And the reason it's so significant is because there are so many people that have an attitude like, well, people should just be able to pull themselves by their own bootstraps, or there's like that a lot of thinking like that. And what I want people to hear is like, that is just simply not the reality. It's not the reality. And so services like you are helping elevate, you're helping lift up so that they can get a savings account, so they can get some stability and some certainty. And like she said, I am now in a position to give back. So that I really want to hear. I love that story. I want to address one other thought that I hear a lot. Well, people aren't just doing enough. And to that, I just want people to hear there are people out there doing it. And your Serve Wenatchee is one of those. And so we want to bring a spotlight. We want to remind people that it is happening. And people can get involved.
Well, and here's the beauty of Serve Wenatchee. We are overwhelmingly volunteer driven. Overwhelmingly. We have 5 employees. I'm the only 40-hour-a-week employee. And every day at our facility, there's 6 volunteers that are working with, greeting, welcoming, praying with clients who come in off the streets and need a little bit of help. Again, these are mostly people who are housed, but just right on the margins. We serve folks at 80% or below of area median income. But most of the folks we serve are really in that 50-60% of area median income.
Got it.
So for a family of 4, these may be folks that are working in hospitality or agriculture, food processing. They may be doing those things. Their wage is not quite enough. They may be making $50,000 a year. Well, for a family of 4 in the Wenatchee Valley in 2025, you're not going to be able to live on $50,000 a year. So if we can work to keep them in their housing, create systems for them to improve their own lives, that's what we're about. And I love the volunteer model. It's through everything we do. And it's really a place of hope.
Yeah.
It's a place of hope.
Yeah, and I really like what you said at the top of the show. We deal with a lot of people who have a hope deficiency. I liked that term because without hope, I mean, you just give up.
Yeah.
And so I think this is such a great conversation for me because I've been thinking a lot about this concept of hope. Yeah, without hope, you just give up. It's hope that kind of keeps us going, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hope for a better tomorrow, hope something's going to work out, hope that I'm going to be noticed, hope I'm going to get the job, hope I'm going to, whatever it is, right?
Yeah. Well, and I also think that it goes beyond simply hope for the next thing. Like, okay, I have an apartment now, I can pay for it. That's great. We want to do that. But I think one of the things about what we do that to me is so helpful is that people are loved when they walk in our door. So, in other words, we believe in you. We love you. We want to care for you. And so, that's a big deal. It's tough, I make it, my wife and I make a good income together. We pay our bills. Yeah. There's times where it's tight for us occasionally, but we never wonder where our food's going to come from. We never are concerned about our ability to make our mortgage payment. We've done that for years. We know how to do that. But there's a lot of folks that come, and we see all kinds of clients, but we see all sorts of clients, but the client base we tend to see the most is young families, oftentimes, working in the industries that I mentioned, and then retired adults, senior adults who's maybe had a pension that dried up, Social Security. You cannot live on a Social Security income in Chelan and Douglas counties. And so these are people that a lot of them work their whole lives and just don't have enough to do it. A lot of veterans. Those folks, we want to help those folks. So,
people who have served our country.
Absolutely, right? And so, we want to be a hope dispenser. We're a Christian organization. Our hope is in Jesus. You don't have to be a Christian to get our services, though. You can be anybody. You can walk in our door. And there's no litmus test. We do an interview process where we ask some questions. We ask folks so we can pray for them, but the really two questions we're asking that we need to get from them is what's your household size and what's your household income?
Got it.
And then we determine. And even the way we deliver our service, dignity is a huge thing for us.
Thank you for saying that.
So dignity is a huge thing. So we're not a food box program. You don't come in and get a box handed to you. You come in, we meet with an intake specialist. They determine your financial situation, you're assigned points, and you go shop in our grocery store.
And I saw the grocery store, and I was blown away. It's a little mini grocery store set up just like a regular one, and people go in there and shop. And what you said something, when people come through our door, we're there to love them. And I got that when I walked in. Like, I am assuming people like to go there because they feel heard and they feel seen. And that's one of the most important things to every human being. We want the experience of being heard and seen. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because a lot of these folks that we deal with tend to be invisible. One of the things we think about, and I think this is the case here in the Wenatchee Valley, when we think of poor people, we think of people living in tents along the streets, and those are poor people, make no mistake about it. The people that we largely serve are people that are living in grossly inadequate housing, maybe living in a multi-family home that's not equipped to be a multi-family home, maybe living in an RV in an RV situation, and they're just right on the edge. They're right on the edge, and so I think that a lot of times can be a frustration or an anger with poor people. But most of the people I encounter every day in our office are decent people who are trying to feed their families.
Yeah.
Many, if not most of them, working in some capacity. They're just trying to get in there.
Yeah, and they're being responsible.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, and are working at even creating greater responsibility.
Yeah. You know, the lady that I talked about with the rental deposit assistance program, man, I almost got tears in my eyes when she said, I'm saving for the first time.
Yeah.
I can help now. I can help. Because that's what you want to. That's what you want to have happen, right?
Yes.
That's I light up when I hear that, or I light up. We have former clients that volunteer for us. I had a banker in town. He's actually, I believe, up in Chelan. I met with this bank, and he was telling me, growing up, Serve Wenatchee got my family by.
Oh, wow.
And he's a respected professional in his community now. We've got all sorts of stories going back over our 23-year history.
Oh, wow.
Of folks that are now, in, and people emailing me and saying, when this was going on in my life, Serve Wenatchee was there. We have a former board member who was one of our clients.
All right, on.
And she actually recorded a radio spot for her, telling, her friend said, go ahead, walk in. And she said when she walked in, she was like, oh. And then she became a volunteer, and she served. And
that's fantastic.
Yeah. And we even have some current clients. It's really interesting. We had to do an emergency mailer a while back, and, that takes folding and people putting tabs on and all sorts of things, labeling and whatnot. And so I put out a call for volunteers, I think, on social media. Well, a bunch of people coming out of the grocery store just sat down and started doing it.
Oh, that's lovely.
I like that.
Yeah,
that's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And then when we come back, we're going to let the public know what just happened.
Yeah.
And we need help more than ever now.
Yeah.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back to Live It Up. So glad you're here. So glad you are spending time with us. We're talking with Mike Malmin of Serve Wenatchee. And Mike, thanks for bringing hope and inspiration today. I mean, you really did fill my bucket. I feel inspired. But we want to let the public know that something just happened pretty significant, and we need some help. Will you share it with us?
Yeah, a week ago we had our building flood. A fire line, the fire suppression system main line broke and completely, totally destroyed. Pretty much a total loss of inventory, supplies, technology, refrigeration. In the middle of the night, essentially it's the equivalent to, those fire hydrants are high pressure.
Yeah.
Imagine a
gosh.
a fire hydrant being loosed in your house, a law enforcement officer driving down Columbia, there's water pooling on Columbia Avenue down from a block away. I heard today that a business may have gotten flooded a block away from what happened. But basically put between 3 and 3.5 feet of water into our space, destroying pretty much everything. And so obviously we have some work ahead of us.
Yeah.
But things are going quickly and rapidly, and we're working hard to be restoring full services right now.
Yeah. What are the needs?
Yeah.
How can people help? Lay that on us.
Yeah. Well, first off, I'd like to let our clients know that we are open for business. You can reach us by phone. We are still doing rental deposit assistance. We're still doing furniture assistance. We can do all of that. We're working remotely with phones, so it may take us an extra day or two to get back to you, but we hear you, and we will be doing those things.
And what is that number?
Our number is 663-4673. I think it's 509-1-HOPE.
Okay.
Is what I believe it is.
Got it.
But 663-4673. You can call, leave a message. You can email us at info@servewenatchee.org. This is busy season for us. We have our in November, we do 4 really public-facing events that people in this community really know about. In August, we did our Codes for Kids, Clothes for the Classroom, where we provided 1,000 pairs of new clothes, new shoes to low-income students in the Valley. In October now, this month, on October 25th, is Make a Difference Day. We're doing Codes for the Classroom. We call every school in the Eastmont, Wenatchee, and Orondo school districts, have their resource people on site say how many kids they think are going to be underclothed during the winter months, and then we provide them with new or gently used jackets. 2 years ago, the schools requested 900 jackets. Last year, that jumped to 1,100. We were able to provide all of that. On October 25th in the Albertsons parking lot, you could show up and dump a bunch of coats off. That would be a great way, because we really want to focus on our clients right now during this time as we're getting back up on our feet. So we'll take all the coats. Don't want to give coats, hop on our website. You can donate to the Coats program right there. We'll buy some coats. We can get great deals at bulk. November, we do 500 fresh Thanksgiving baskets for low-income folks in our community. Probably feeds a couple thousand people. That's going on as planned. And then we partner with the North Central Washington Toy Drive in December to work on do toy giveaways and gift giveaways for kids in our community low income.
Nice.
All of those programs are continued unabated. So that's exciting for us. Just be a little patient with us right now as we get this up and running. What we really need right now is a couple things. We're creating some special volunteer pages to get us up and running. So if people go to Serve Wenatchee, we're working on getting in our new location, getting our food services back and up and running at full speed.
And have you already identified a new location?
We anticipate we should have that shortly. We've got a couple options out there, so we're working on that. That we should have that answer any time now. In fact, by the time this airs, we may have that answer. That may be a thing by then. But we anticipate within the next couple weeks be running back at full speed. We're creating a special volunteer page, and then the other thing is we have an enormous. We did have insurance. The insurance was. We had not adjusted in years. Inflation's going to sting us a little bit, so we can use cash donations, and we've had a lot of people reaching out to do that, especially right now because we have to spend money before we get the money back from the insurance company to get us up and running. We have to replace almost all of our technology. We have to replace all of our refrigeration and freezer systems, which were commercial grade. This is not inexpensive stuff, and so we're getting all of that back and going. So, the way people can get involved is to give to Serve Wenatchee. Go to the webpage, click on Give. If you're a business in town, you want to partner with us. We love to give our business and church sponsors an attaboy on our social media. Reach out to me directly. You can email me at mike@servewenatchee.org. I'd love to hear from you. And
the website, just so we want to be clear, that's servewenatchee.org.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's all right there. We should have we are going to create a flood response page there too, so that'll be up and running too.
Excellent. Gosh, so much happening. Thanks for sharing this. Thanks for the work that you're doing. Thanks for being a light, and thanks for offering that hope to our community. And I know you're going to get propped up with all the people who believe in you as well. So thanks again.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. And now it's time for you all to get out there. Be a source of kindness. Be a source of contribution. You do have something to offer this world, and I believe in you.